I am here at the Norman Center for Neurodermatology. We investigate the interactions between the brain and the skin in relationship to disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, melanoma, autism, and neurocutaneous diseases, including neurodermatitis. What is our goal? It's to translate skin-brain research into effective behavioral strategies that prevent disease, promote healing, provide treatments, and enhance well-being across the lifespan. Today, I'd like to talk about hypervigilance and phantom vibrations. This is a fascinating subject. It's in the media a little bit right now, but I think it will be in more as time goes on. There's a quote from Andrew Sullivan. We all understand the joys of our always wired world, the connections, the validations, the laughs, the info, but we are only beginning to get our minds around the cause. Phantom vibration is really a singularly modern problem, but also one that's rooted deep in human biology. Sometimes people feel their cell phone vibrating on their skin when there's no cell phone around. You probably felt it yourself. In one study, 89% of participants had experienced these phantom vibrations. So victims have started calling the response a vibra anxiety or ring anxiety. And given that half the people on our planet carry a cellular phone, vibrate mode usage is quite common. For a certain percentage, moderate to severe symptoms of these phantom vibrations will result in symptoms that may require treatment. I was treating Kevin G., who is a 27-year-old who saw me for many skin issues, and he mentioned a problem that was driving him a bit batty. He stated, I constantly feel my pocket vibrating, and when I check, I find that my cell phone is in another pocket, or sometimes it's still in my car. Is there something I can do about this? I asked him about the use of his cell phone. He told me he had it with him all the time, even next to his bed when he was sleeping, and really was never without it. We have numerous ways that we can manifest the skin-brain connections. Let's take the case of an amputated leg. The neurons that control the leg's movements and sensations still exist in the brain. In a similar fashion, the brain can also provide vibrations to your right thigh, like a phantom limb, when it imagines a cell phone vibrating through the cell, although the cell phone is no longer there. John Kaas, who is a professor of psychiatry at Vanderbilt University, studies phantom vibration using conditioning experiments. He states that people are rewarded when they're able to detect low amplitude vibrations, so they get better and better at responding. If the cell phone, for example, is placed in the same position in your pocket every day and vibrates frequently, it can elicit LTP, which is long-term potentiation. This is a process which involves persistent strengthening of synapses that leads to a long-lasting increase in signal transmission between the neurons. That behavior may create an automatic behavior that increases nerve-brain connections and forms new pathways called synaptic plasticity. LTP is widely recognized as a cellular model for the study of memory. William Barr, who's the chief of neuropsychology at NYU School of Medicine, describes cell phones as virtual appendages, part of the Neuromatrix of the body. He states it's an interesting technological statement about society that our machines are becoming part of us. If your cell phone is not there, you still feel like it is. Phantom vibration may be a precursor to the new world ahead as we become more and more embedded with technology. According to David Linden, author of Touch, who is a professor of neuroscience at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, phantom cell phone vibrations are the products of expectation based on our prior individual experience. He states that if a person was examined in the brain scanner, it's likely they would show activation of the appropriate site in the body map of the primary somatosensory cortex. In a study by Rothberg et al., the authors write that sensations are better characterized as tactile hallucinations, in which the brain perceives a sensation that is not actually present. Because the word hallucination carries a connotation of mental illness, whereas the phantom vibration syndrome appears to occur in a majority of normal individuals, Because so many are already using the term, it seems appropriate to let the popular appellation stand. These authors note that vibration syndrome may result from a misinterpretation of incoming sensory signals by the cerebral cortex. They note that in order to deal with the overwhelming amount of sensory input, the brain applies filters or schema based on what it expects to find, a process known as hypothesis-guided search. In the case of phantom vibrations, the brain anticipates a call and misinterprets sensory input via this preconceived hypothesis. The sensory stimulus may include muscle contractions, pressure from clothing, or other sensory stimuli. What do we do about the problem of phantom vibration? Ultimately, it reflects the way the human body ignores certain stimuli and fixates on others. Sensations are not just sensations. Expectations, experiences, and psychological states all influence the threshold for signal detection. As a result, there is no quick fix. The best strategy would seem to simply disable vibrate mode and eliminate skin-phone contact, causing the skin-brain connections to diminish over time, and then to limit cell phone dependence. So I suggested that to my patient Kevin. On follow-up, he reported fewer episodes of phantom vibration, but he still had occasional symptoms. Perhaps the vibrations were an anticipatory signal now embedded in his nervous system, a symptom of our deep dependency on our devices. Now we will continue to explore the fascinating world of hypervigilance and phantom vibration.